What happened with Colombia this weekend was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty, Steve. And all while Trump was on the golf course. The guy was hitting under par while he was rubbing the president of Colombia's nose in the crap storm he tried to dump on us. So they sent 200,000. It's an estimated 200,000 illegals in this country from Colombia. As Trump points out, these are not good guys. The face tattoo does not suggest, in Trump's words, you're going to be president of a bank when you get here. And we get 2 planes worth of them at least, and this is only 1 weekend, and send them back down there. And this guy has the nerve to not accept his own bad hombres. Yes, they're his countrymen, though. They shouldn't be our problem. And Trump, within about 2 minutes, says, that's how you want to play? We're going to slap a 25% tariff on all of your goods. And in a week, it's going to go up to 50. And we're disassociating ties with all of your embassy officials here. And it's going to get more and more painful as the days go on. And you have the leftist meltdown. I think we have some of that. Do we not, Debbie? Where you've got, it's just on paper. But you've got AOC and many others saying, oh my God, this is what's going to happen. And AOC was saying the coffee prices are just about to go up 25%. A tariff on them is a tariff on Americans. And then the coffee here will be up 50%. You have Ana Navarro saying, we import a lot of our flowers from Colombia. There goes Valentine's Day. Within, I think it was 60, maybe 90 minutes total, complete reversal. The president of Colombia fell on his sword. Not only did he say, we'll take them, he said, I'm going to send my presidential plane to go pick them up. And it was a complete victory before Trump had gotten to the next hole, Steve. This is how it's done. And I don't even think the leftists can argue that he did anything wrong here. What do you make of it?
This also gets back to the new economic model where he talks about external revenue service and actually not just looking at tariff as a punitive tariff against a Mexican tomato for 25%, but a whole new way you look at the economy of the United States inside the Golden Door. The operating leverage we have as the United States over technology and sanctions and cash flow and capital markets and all of it, including tariffs, is enormous. And President Trump only brought, he said, tariffs and then sanctions. He only brought about 50% of the toolbox. Our power is almost unlimited about what we can do in a non-kinetic way, but it's just never been used. We're just a sap. And President Trump, like he said, between holes in a round that he was on a roll on, he just said, here's what I want to do, bang, bang, bang. The state and Treasury go out with that, an announcement. 90 minutes, enough time that they get to write a press release, as you know, they full surrendered. So this is very important for what it shows about the power of the United States in dealing with both our friends and our enemies. The one thing I have been an advocate for this behind the scenes, because you saw in the Honduras and the Central America, I say get everybody up here, either McAllen, Texas, DC, Pickett. It should be Marco Rubio, I think, first, and Besant, then the president later. Walk them through and say, guys, here's the number of folks you have. Here's what we're going to do. Here's when they're coming back. Here's how we're going to schedule military airlift command to do it. We want to, if we need some help, we're open to a conversation on how to figure this out. But they're coming back, and they're coming back on a date certain. And if you don't like it, let us know now, because here's what we're going to do. Bang, bang, bang. And you'll have all of them say, okay, I got it. How do we work this out? We have to be empathetic about this, and this is the way to do it. But Trump showed the innate power of the United States of America. And that power comes from the little guy, the full faith and credit of the United States. The reason we're so powerful is we rest upon, Burke's little platoons of folks just self-organizing every day and getting their job done, going to work, paying their taxes, building their community. That's the power of this country. And finally, somebody stood up and said, guess what? We're more powerful than everybody, and here's what we're going to do. But you're taking these bad hombres back, and I think later you're going to take a lot more back. I think it's magnificent, and I just think it ought to continue rapidly. We ought to get them all in the room, cut a deal now, as Trump's the deal maker, and set up a schedule. Everybody's going home. So then you can take down the temperature of the deportation porn, which, as you can tell from this weekend Sunday show, is coming.
That they're really enjoying it. The epilogue to the Trump versus Colombia president story is as follows. I love it. So Trump won. The guy completely waved the white flag and sent the presidential plane, he said, for these illegals. Then, feeling humiliated, that's clear, he decides to post the following bizarre statement on X. Trump, this is after he already lost the fight. Trump, I don't really like traveling to the U.S. It's a bit boring. I like going to the black neighborhoods of Washington, where I saw an entire fight in the U.S. Capitol between blacks and Latinos with barricades, which seemed like nonsense to me because they should join together. I don't like your oil, Trump. You're going to wipe out the human species because of greed. I am informed that you impose a 50% tariff on the fruits of our human labor to enter the United States, and I do the same. Okay, you already gave it up, sir. But I love this, Steve, because what he's really doing here is playing the victim. He's trying to act tough while also playing the victim. Poor me. You're going to hurt my people with this tariff, and you've got problems of your own there. Meanwhile, it's like you sent 200,000 criminals to our country. We're serving you, so far, 2 plane loads back. We are the victims. We're the victims here. Finally acting like we're standing up for our own best interests. That's what's so invigorating about it. You have a president who in between golf holes doesn't need 50,000 State Department meetings, group papers. And then Trump tweeted out this. Look at this. Trump posted this picture of himself on Truth Social with the background sign that reads FAFO, F around and find out, and him wearing like an Elliot Ness, like FBI hat. Steve, this is like a dream.
Or a hat from The Godfather that he's right. A full gangster or full. Hey, here's a power. You said earlier about Homan and JD and JD being such a gentleman and Homan kind of being so matter of fact. Trump doesn't give 2 fucks. Okay, this is what you're seeing. He doesn't care. He didn't care what they think about him. He doesn't care what the media think. They're going to put him in prison. He knows this. He was in prison, going to be in prison for 300 years on the phony charges of the insurrection. Emil Bovee was one of his great attorneys for many of those years. That's why Emil's out there and sees the madness that's going on right now of officials doing it. People, we don't care about the performance art of the left anymore. It's come very close to destroying this country and destroying the citizens of this country. And finally, through divine providence, we have a leader with all his imperfections who is going to stand up for the American people and the American citizens, and quite frankly, the citizens that were invited in here by this illegitimate Biden regime that now have to go back. And President Trump, I think you've already seen, is in a way trying to do this with as much empathy as possible. So that's why I couldn't be prouder of President Trump and how he's handling this entire thing.
We continue to face uncertainty when it comes to the economy, with a perfect storm brewing as Social Security and Medicare hit a breaking point, as the largest generation is hitting retirement. A smaller workforce means a smaller tax base. You pair that with our growing national debt and rising cost of living, and we could have a big problem. So, what are you doing now to protect your family for the future? Gold can be a safe haven in hard economic times, and Birch Gold makes it easy to diversify a portion of your savings into physical gold. Birch Gold will help you transition an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and it doesn't cost you 1 cent out of pocket. Protect your future today by texting MK to 989898 and get your free info kit on gold and a copy of The Ultimate Guide for Gold in the Trump Era with a foreword by Donald Trump Jr. No obligation, just information. Birch Gold has earned the trust of countless Americans looking to safeguard their savings. Text MK to the number 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.